Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary done by Digby. This is OSL. It's third place match between UpMagic and Bisu. UpMagic took game one with some amazing tech rush, basically with amazing tech rush, did everything perfectly, basically just totally denied the scout. Game two, Bisu using some fantastic DT play and that beautiful Zealot drop on those tanks to really kind of seal that match. UpMagic starting in the upper right hand corner, Bisu starting in the bottom left hand corner in teal, UpMagic in orange, and we'll see how this works out. Really, I feel kind of like this map favors UpMagic a little bit. My guess is you're going to see Bisu kind of do some exploration all over the place just to make sure he's not getting proxied, he's not getting kind of cheesed. He might even send a really, really early scout for that, maybe even on, I don't know, 6th probe. Usually he'll send it on 7. But we'll see. It looks like UpMagic, he hasn't sent that early SCV, and I think if he was going to do some cheese, he would have already sent that SCV down, knowing that Bisu scouts on 7 in a standard type game. Anyway, I'm kind of curious how this is going to go, because Bisu versus Stork, we saw him go Zealots, and to kind of make a little bit of commentary on that, I think he went Zealots simply because there's that small crack that probe just kind of went through right there. And I think he went that, but simply because Zealots have more mobility on this map. If you're going Dragoons, you have to bring them all the way around, and it kind of creates a troop liability for you as far as moving your troops around. So I think he might have gone Zealots in that game versus Stork to simply try to get a mobility advantage, and maybe he thought that was going to end up kind of hold him out in the long run. He could have gone Speed Zealots and kind of pushed up from there. Unfortunately, that definitely did not pay up for him, but now he's facing a Terran player, and really fast Zealots might be successful, simply because, especially if UpMagic does not seal his front door, and I really don't expect him to. That secondary, very hard to hold for Terran. It looks like Bisu went and kind of trapped gas on Bisu's, managed basically to get that assimilator down, which is definitely going to slow down UpMagic's tech, and that also might kind of fake, we'll see, because you can see that gateway's going down. Doesn't look like Bisu's putting down his own gas in the meantime. Looks like UpMagic in the meantime setting up to seal his front door, and that really does indicate to me that he might be thinking about doing Zealots, simply because when you deny that early gas, it's kind of he might be doing kind of a fake out indicator that kind of is an indication, hey, I'm going to try to go with some higher level tech so you can't deal with me. And as you can see, that gas still not going down for Bisu, and I really feel like if he was in fact going to dedicate for Goons, he would have gone. We'll see in the long run, stealing a little bit of gas. Looks like he's starting to pull out. A single Marine being produced in the meantime. Now UpMagic starting to do scouting of his own. That Marine should be able to hunt down that probe without too much trouble. And once we get a spot in the base, we'll know for sure. If Bisu has his gas down by now, my guess is we'll definitely be seeing more of a Dragoon push versus a Zealot rush. That probe now being hunted down, looks like Bisu's just going to pull him out. And here comes the first Zealot, as you can see. He is in fact going straight to gate. And really, I'm not sure why this was a totally raw prediction. I haven't seen this game yet. I really did feel like that's kind of Bisu's thinking. He doesn't like bringing those troops all the way around. He wanted to reinforce more quickly. So I think he might just be going straight for a 3-gate. That gas going down, that front door, it looks like it's been sealed, and so Bisu might have to actually change his strategy at this point. Looks like a second Zealot is out, starting to chase down that SCV, and I'm not sure that and I think if Bisu had managed to keep that probe in, as you can see, it's kind of up in that area. If he had managed to continue a harass, he might have been more successful. Going to put down a second Nexus. I think this is kind of his backup plan. And in the meantime, looks like UpMagic is definitely going to be delayed in that factory, and that's very clever because Bisu, as you can see, doing kind of a holistic plan now that this has more or less been denied. And while UpMagic running up, trying to take down the probe, isn't able to. But now that choke has more or less been denied, basically UpMagic's probably going to go straight to tanks and try to take his expansion. It looks like he still has an SCV out there, though, and it looks like he's doing something sneaky. He's kind of positioning in the upper left-hand corner. And a factory going down. Zealot's just continuing to stream out, and we'll see if he does something sneaky with that SCV. He's not pushing it into scout, but it looks like Bisu in the meantime bringing. I'm not sure if Bisu's bringing something around or what. And that was cracked. And it looks like the Dragoon managed to get through. Only 2 Marines defending in UpMagic's base. The Zealot pushing out. SCV's coming off the line to defend it, and the Zealot trying to go after the factory because he really wants to delay that factory tech. Another expansion going down in the meantime, and UpMagic actually doing a fantastic job. And as you can see, Bisu trying to open that sealed door so he can kind of resume and go back into that Zealot push. If he can crack that front door open, it could be absolutely devastating. UpMagic completely out of Marines now. trying to produce some more desperately. That depot almost going down, 2 factories going down, plus the command center. I'm going to try to run up and repair that front door, and that Marine getting caught on the outside, and going to try to, and wow, interesting dance here. The Marine's being trapped on the outside. Up Magic in a lot of trouble here. We'll see if he can micro himself out of the situation. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to. And Up Magic going ahead and making a machine shop instead of going for, he doesn't want to fall behind technologically. And Bisu doing a fantastic job inflicting, basically, wow, just absolutely brilliantly harassing Up Magic at this point. That depot just on the edge. Bisu doesn't look like he's going to continue to commit with the Zealots, but this is definitely going to give him an opportunity here. Now you can see that he's getting the robotics facility up. He has a Dragoon out, and that internal Zealot finally down. And we'll see if what's going to be produced here in the meantime. Looks like Up Magic's going to pull out now. He has the secondary up, probably just going to shift directly into tanks, but the secondary already up for Bisu, so I think Bisu's going to be a little bit, well, definitely going to be ahead technologically, or I'm sorry, economically. Wow, absolutely fantastic play by Up Magic, managing to, and a really good harass by Bisu as well, honestly. And we'll see how that plays kind of in a later game. But Bisu in a little bit of trouble here. He's getting spotted out. The robotics facility has been spotted, and honestly, you want 3 or 4 gates down, especially when you have 2 expansions up versus 2 factories. That tank now up, and Siege Tech probably going to be upgrading shortly. Bisu did get that early harass off on the gas, trying to get another pylon down. I think actually Bisu's a little bit down, and you can see his confidence is kind of shaken. He's not playing to the usual capacity. I think he might have been just kind of getting a look at his probe count and also kind of the Zealot Goon. I think he might have been a little distracted on the front, and I think he actually might be behind in supply count. I'm not entirely positive that, again, because they don't have Penguin plug. It just kind of looks that way from what I'm seeing on the map. And now double upgrading, probably Vulture's Mines. I'm not sure if Bisu's going to have an observatory out in time. 2 tanks pushing up. I think they already have Siege Tech. I'm not sure, because I remember seeing 1 thing upgrade. I'm not entirely positive. And Bisu going to try to seal that front door, seeing those Vultures out. Wants to make sure he doesn't get Vulture harassed. I think he realizes he doesn't have a ton of troops on the ground. I'm just going to try to posture and delay here. Up Magic doing a very good job trapping the Zealot in, and now those Vultures getting trapped in a little bit by those 3 Dragoons. So 3 Dragoons versus the 2 tanks and the 2 Vultures, and it looks like Bisu is going to be able to chase that back. Looks like that Dragoon actually managed to slip by, and Bisu doing a very good job distracting. It looks like he's going to be able to take a tank out. Mine's now being dropped by Up Magic though, so he's going to be able to. He needs to pull those. Wow, almost lost the Vulture there. Did a brilliant last second posture around the backside of the Vulture, not to lose it though. And now Up Magic is starting to pump out units, and it looks like he is going to be able to get a harass off with these Vultures starting to push in. But wow, brilliantly, a good blockade by Bisu, getting that off. Really moving up those Dragoons, realizing that he might have been in a little bit of trouble from a Vulture harass. But in the meantime, those 4 Dragoons and those 2 pylons are basically going to hold everything off there. Went straight. Looks like he doesn't have the observatory yet, but really needs to be careful, because a couple well-placed mines and Up Magic definitely could blockade that. It looks like a starport going up for Up Magic. So Up Magic going for another kind of going for maybe drops of zone. He looks like he's going to spot off that dropship. We'll see if Bisu, he does decide to drop the Reaver and take out both the SCV and the tank. Unfortunately, that is going to give the indication to Up Magic kind of what's going on. And also, this is a little unfortunate for Up Magic. He's producing that single Wraith. Maybe actually, I don't see that entirely active. I really hope he does, because really I feel like that's a good anti-shuttle option, and I don't see a lot of Terran do that. And it looks like Bisu did manage to get that Reaver down. It doesn't look like it's going to. Wow, didn't manage to get anything, any sort of decent harassment. Now producing that Wraith, and I think once that Wraith is produced, that'll be the stop. But it looks like Bisu's going to see that. I'm probably going to send him retreating right now. Realizes he has to get out of there before that Wraith is produced. He doesn't have a Dragoon. At least, maybe he does have a Dragoon. I think he does have a single Dragoon inside that dropship. The observatory up in the meantime going to be alongside those Dragoons. A couple tanks coming down for Up Magic. So really, this match I think is dead even at this point. Up Magic I think had a slight advantage there in production, and Bisu had the kind of the advantage economically. But both advantages have been balanced out, and now Bisu immediately going to 2 Stargates and maybe a Fleet Beacon. Yeah, Fleet Beacon as well. So doing what we saw before, kind of copying Stork's build versus Terran recently, which is just producing kind of the 4 carriers versus Terran very early, but really that's vulnerable to kind of a unit push at this point. Enough Magic, we'll see if he gets an Academy down, spots us out. If he does, he'll probably do what he did, exactly what he did in Game 1, and just rush up right into Bisu. But Bisu looks like he's going to have to get that off with a comm set, and I'm not sure if I saw a command, basically any Academy going down in the meantime. As you can see, just going to try to run up and harass with that Wraith. Wraith going to have to fall back though. 3rd expansion going up for Up Magic, and that might be a mistake if basically he needs to produce units and shove up now if he's going to win here. Only has 2 factories down actually, and that's extremely risky. And so I think actually this game's going to go into Bisu's hands simply because only 2 factories down for Up Magic, and I don't know that that's going to be enough to shove out basically even just to compete with standard units producing out of the gateways, let alone a couple carriers coming up here in short measure. And so and as you can see, a couple turrets down, but only a couple tanks and turrets, and if those carriers come out it shouldn't be too long. Wow, Bisu sealing off the south, going to take a 3rd expansion as well, and really that's what he needs to do to go into carriers. I kind of wish he had that before he went carries, but